Hi everybody, Golden Era Bookworm here. Today we're going to continue with Mike Mentzer's Golden Era series and Principles of Heavy Duty Training, which is an abbreviated method of progressive resistance training focusing on increasing intensity with the goal of achieving maximum muscle growth in the shortest amount of time possible. Now the focus of today's video is a heavy duty specialization routine for the chest. Now I really like Mike Mentzer's chest development, and his approach to his chest development was very similar to the back in that in his mind it was very important to understand the anatomy of the chest to have full pec development, which is so evident in this most muscular pose. Did Mike Mentzer have a great chest? Absolutely. Just check out this most muscular. You can clearly see the separation of the upper and lower portions of the pectoral. It is full, veiny, and just ripped to shreds. Amazing development from Mike Mentzer. Now, very similar to back development, Mike Mentzer really stresses the anatomy of the pecs. Let's have a read of one of the paragraphs in his book. The pectorals are comprised of a pectoral major and minor, which appear together as a single structure with no interesting detail when they are in a relaxed state. Upon being flexed, however, the pecs will lift and divide into two major portions. So clear in this photo. I mean, you can clearly see the both upper and major. Into their two portions, the major and minor. It is this property of the pecs which causes them to appear as spectacular sunbursts of radiating striations that has made the most muscular or crab pose so popular with the aficionados, as Mike Mentzer holds a crab pose right here. He hits one really beautifully, and you can not just see the development of his whole torso, but you can clearly see the split that he's talking about. The split between the upper and lower portions, the striations across the chest. A beautifully well-developed chest he definitely possessed. And similar to the back, he believes that imbalanced proportion and development is due to anatomical ignorance. As he says, where many young bodybuilders do err, however, is in neglecting to learn the anatomy of these structures. Ignorance of the fact that the pecs have an upper and lower portion has led many to neglect developing one or the other of the two portions, usually the upper resulting in an imbalanced, disproportionate development. Very, very wise words from Mike Mentzer. Now, similar to other body parts, Mike Mentzer recommends training the chest using the heavy-duty style, and that incorporates, of course, especially for novices or people just starting on heavy-duty training, the use of the pre-fatigue principle, which means, in this case, for the chest, the use of dumbbell flies, followed immediately by a compound exercise, such as the dip or the incline press, which, as Mike puts it, these exercises, which are compound exercise, multi-joint movements, involve other muscles. In this case, the triceps assist in completely fatiguing the chest muscles. Now, of course, like most heavy-duty style of training, you would perform the exercises in a slow, deliberate fashion with a 2-second on the concentric, 3-second on the eccentric. Training to failure would be reserved for those that are intermediate or advanced students, using negatives as previously explained in my advanced principles video linked at the top here, and would only be practiced once every week or every fortnight depending on your recuperative ability. Look at this fantastic side chest pose of Mike Mentzer. I haven't seen many side chest poses from Mike Mentzer. I found this one on the internet and I thought it's just beautiful. Everything is full. Everything. We're talking chest, delts, biceps, forearms, and that relaxed face. I love how they just relaxed their faces back then. There was no grimacing like they're taking a crap. It's just presenting that wonderful ribcage development and muscular development. That's what it's about. That's a beautiful, beautiful side chest pose by Mike Mentzer. Now, for the chest routine, this particular specialization routine, it was performed on Mondays and Thursdays along with triceps and legs, and that makes sense, of course, because you are taxing the triceps. It would make sense to follow your chest work with triceps. The first superset is, again, a pre-fatigue superset where you would use dumbbell flies as an isolation for the pecs, preserving the strength of the triceps for the incline press to follow immediately, as Mike Mentzer puts it. Once you've performed the dumbbell flies, as I said, you would perform the incline press. Now, with the incline press being a compound exercise where you can use the fresh strength, as Mike puts it, of the triceps in aiding the pectorals to completely exhaust the concentric phase. Of course, if you choose to, you can then perform negatives. This would be performed for 2 cycles, so 2 superset cycles, followed with 2 sets of dips. Again, a compound exercise to completely, in this time, fatigue the lower pecs. So you've hit the upper pecs and now you go to the lower pecs. And so the dips are reserved at the end because the lower pecs, of course, are a larger part of the pectorals and are not necessarily completely exhausted with the incline press. A very intelligent, methodical method, methodical method, whatever. A very intelligent way of hitting all parts of the pecs. Very, very intelligent there from Mike Mentzer. Rep range. You would use a weight that would allow you to perform 6 strict reps. If you can handle 6, 7, 8, just go for it. And after that, of course, you would use negatives to completely exhaust all 3 strength levels. Of course, other body parts would be maintained using a basic heavy duty protocol, which I've outlined in a previous video, linked in the description below or on top of the screen right now. So, having covered chest, arms, back, shoulders, and legs, we've covered all specialization routines recommended by Mike Mentzer. I hope you've enjoyed the heavy duty specialization series by Mike Mentzer, brought to you by the Golden Era Bookworm. So we've covered many things in the heavy duty training series, a basics introduction on Mike Mentzer and the heavy duty principle, basic workouts, advanced principles, the role of genetics, and even the predicting your a realistic muscle growth, right? We've covered even that topic in another video. So I hope you've enjoyed the series. I will continue with Mike Mentzer, probably giving you his 1978 or 1979 Mr. Olympia routine in the next video. That will be very enjoyable, I'm pretty sure, for many of you. I leave you with this fantastic photo of Mike Mentzer. No wonder he was called Mr. Intensity. Just look at the all-out effort he is putting. You can clearly see that he's up to, now this would be working on negatives, I'm pretty sure, or at least force reps. You got Ray Mentzer there helping him out. He's basically going all out, high intensity all the way. Look at his face, for God's sake. Look at his face. I mean, he is just killing himself there, isn't he? That's incredible. No wonder he was called Mr. Intensity. My favorite photos of Mike are of him training, because every shot you see of him training, he is just going balls to the wall. He is training his ass off. Imagine having a man like Mike Mentzer in a gym today. He would be thrown out, and that is what is so disgusting about gyms these days. You really put out all effort, and people get intimidated. What the hell is wrong with them? This is training. It's a goddamn gym with weights. It's not a freaking parlor. I can't believe it. I find it disgusting. But anyway, that's just me. I love the photos of Mike training. They are probably some of my favorite photos of bodybuilders who train, because you can see that he gives all out effort. I mean, that is freaking bodybuilding to me. Going all out. Go all out or nothing. Go home. Simple as that. Hope you've enjoyed watching the video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't to the Golden Era Bookworm. Leave me a comment. Thank you for watching. That's it for me. This is the Golden Era Bookworm. Bye for now.
Hi everybody, I just want to recommend this phenomenal book, Vince's Secret Locker, volume number 2 by Carl Coyne. I've been looking at this for about 4 weeks and I can't put it down. If you get a chance, check it out. He also has a part 1 that I highly recommend also. Vince was the trainer to the stars and had an amazing, interesting gym that today there's still not equipment like it around. It was all made out of wood. He'll be on our radio show coming up probably in the next couple weeks or so. Have a great day, and again, highly recommend this book.